Hi, I'm George Popi, and this is Ding In, a show where I make someone dinner and we talk about things. This week's guest is Patrick. He is the head of What's Up Montreal and just an incredible content creator. Let's dig in. What started you in making videos? What was your journey?
When I was a kid, I used to love television. I was I want to have a TV channel. I want to choose what people want to watch in a sense, here's the TV shows that I find it's fun. So I used to make actual schedules, like TV guides.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I used to say, you know what, I actually want to be an actor and be in the films itself. Yeah. And it wasn't kind of dream TV. I mean, YouTube wasn't a thing. It wasn't in existence.
Didn't exist.
So it was TV, make a TV channel and so on. But YouTube was the same thing if you think about it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. YouTube itself, when they pitched it as an idea, they pitched it as online TV. And that's where they're going. It's been very clear they haven't diverted from that path.
When I got my first camera, I started recording it, and then I also got an editing software that came with it. So I started learning how to edit. And from there, I was like, oh, this is cool. I can actually create a video I want to create, a story I want to tell, and put together and then make my friends and family watch. And we had fun watching them. And then I started doing skits, and we edited that, and then we put that.
Nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's.
Sorry. So so we watched. Yeah.
It's okay, you're flustered. Yeah. I'm putting you on the spot here, taking you through your childhood.
Yeah. So after that, we did. So I used to show films to my parents, my family, to my friends. And we used to laugh again. It was so much fun having your little cousins in the films and stuff like that. The videos might not make that much sense, but who cares,
Because you probably look back on it now and you're like, oh my god, this is so cool that we did this type of deal.
Yeah.
What you are, because right now you basically have a TV channel, which is really cool.
It's basically that. It is that. It is a TV channel with playlists being the shows, right?
But I'm wondering, is there any bigger projects that you want to tackle?
I do actually.
What's the dream project?
A dream project. I mean, I'm pretty much in there. I'm good, in terms of not just YouTube, but everything I'm doing with the community, or that's good. But I want to start doing more meaningful stuff, playing an impact. I did one video already on my channel where I was talking about the beauty of who we are and so on, to kind of inspire people. But I just did a pitch, and it's almost 90% accepted, to a TV station locally to actually tackle more personal topics. Well, not personal necessarily to me directly, but to things that affect me and people around me, and then try to debunk it. So we pitched a project to basically show people how this whole label prospect, I don't know how to say it, this label world, where basically a world based on marketing where people are being labeled.
Yeah. So basically, where everyone's in a category. You're a vlogger. You're you do video games. You do lifestyle, and
so
everyone's niched.
So basically all this stereotype formed because of the labeling has caused a lot of people to feel boxed in and being targeted differently and being seen differently.
Yeah. I've always had that issue, especially when it comes to everyone on social media platforms. They tell you need to find your niche, and then basically find one thing that people like about you, and then you just stick to that one thing, and it just withers all the other interests that you have, which is really sad, because as a human, everyone's so complex, and no one has just one interest in their life. Everyone, what makes people quirky and interesting and weird is when you can see how a couple of their main interests kind of combine, and allowing them to find that combination, I think, is a lot more intriguing.
Yeah, and there has been put in for example, a lot of expectations. Let's say for me, people put expectations about how I should be, how I should act, how I should dress, and I'm like, I didn't find myself as the people you are describing me to be. Yeah. And it has caused a lot of issues, whether it's in the dating scene, for example. People won't date other people because of a certain body type, or the way they look, or the way they think, and there's this whole list of things that's preventing people, because they're it's almost if you're not what you say you are, then you're just an alien.
How was it growing up, hearing all the stories from your parents, probably, of immigrating and understanding how it was for them, when they were growing up?
I just thought it was horrible for them, because in the sense that they come from a country of war.
What country?
And it's a civil war. It was from Lebanon.
Lebanon?
And the stories are terrifying. Like, we talk about problems we're going through. These people were afraid bombs got to explode or the snipers got to shoot them on the street. That's how terrifying it was living in Lebanon back then. Now it's still some dangers at some point. I've never been. But the stories they tell us, it is so terrifying. But at some point, they become the overprotective parents, and a lot of things for them make no sense still. For example, like homosexuality. Even though they will be open to... They were more open about the topic and more open about other people being gay and so on. It was almost like not in the household kind of thing.
So like,
not to my child.
For other people it's fine, but not for us.
Not for us.
Yeah,
so
it's like that different standard.
Yeah. So like anything that has to do with being judged upon or so like even if they're okay about it, but if they're being judged upon by other people or people are gonna talk about it and stuff like that because they don't like that, they rather hide all these different things, which puts myself in a hard situation. But also, like, even if I wasn't gay, it would have been a sort of hard situation, not because of the homophobia aspect, but just because like a lot of things were sinned, right? Okay, like drinking is not a good idea, having sex is not a good idea, going out much, it's not a good idea, and like this whole it's kind of like a toxic environment that was put on them that they're just translating it back to us. I will always have that in my back of my head, being like, okay, my parents think that's wrong, that's wrong. But at the same time, if it happens, it's not a bad thing. But it's like, I don't know how like I can just like it's so new to me. It's so new to me. I don't even know if you saw the video, but I'm actually putting it in public next week because I have to be true to myself. We did a video at Pride Canada, which was in Montreal, and I kept it unlisted to only show it to people I know because of the fear that my parents watch my YouTube channel. It's always the case. Even though I did come out to them and they know it, they just don't want to talk about it, and they don't. The biggest fear for them is not only there's 3 fears for them. I'll list them. One is the fear of I'll be having AIDS or any kind of disease,
of course,
because for them being gay means you're sick. Number 2, being gay means you're going to be shooted down by cops, because don't forget during their times and their parents' times, being gay means it was illegal. It was a crime. So making it legal all of a sudden means what's happening. It's like pot being legalized, right? It's like, what? That's what's happening. And number three is what other people are going to think. So these are 3 things that make them say I shouldn't be openly gay about it, even though I'm more and more progressively. And again, you're lucky because I don't usually say this on camera that I'm gay. It's very, very rare. I almost never said it, like never.
I don't think before you never had told me like straight to my face that you're gay.
No, no camera, nowhere, not even on my show, not even on that Pride show, I said I'm gay. So you're hearing this for the first time being published. So this here is all about taking risks in all the senses and stuff. So Halloween comes, I want to make a Halloween video, so I actually go in the streets. There was zombie walk happening, and I started filming. And then there's this guy on Instagram. It's been a 1.5 years we're talking. He's my Tinder crush. If you're watching this, I don't know. You are my Tinder crush. He sent me a picture of me being on the streets and taking film. I'm like filming the event. And I'm like, oh my God, you're here. And we never ever met in person. We always talk online. And he might even have someone else. I don't know his personal life. Okay, like this is like we've never met. Like
it's online friendship.
It's online friendship. It's like a pen pal. That we share, we talk, and we do stuff. And I always had a crush on him. I don't know what his reaction about me is at all. I don't know. I just know he's a friend because we're talking. So I see it, and we're trying to connect, and I'm like, oh my God, where is this guy? And I'm trying to look at his Instagram stories, trying to locate the perfect location where he's actually filming to actually surprise him and stuff.
Which everyone knows that feeling where you're just trying to locate someone now through their feed. It's like, where are you? I know you're here.
Yes.
Like you were here 5 minutes ago. Come on, damn it.
You were here 2 seconds ago. Where did you disappear? And there's so much people. Okay, it's zombie walk. There's so much people. And I'm like, okay, I have to look for this guy. And then I'm like, I don't want to look like stalkish. I'm like texting and looking and texting. And I think I've never seen him in person. And I don't have my glasses on. Oh, no. And I see someone resembling like him rushing through Hudson's Bay with some other people. At that point, I thought it was a bunch of people. I ended up being one other person, but okay. So he goes in, and I'm like, damn, he's not alone. If he was alone, I feel less intimidated, and I just approach the situation. And if it was a business thing or any friendship or anything else, it would happen. But since this is more like a romantic thing happening in my mind, even though I try to control it, my heart is still pumping. So that happens like, dun, dun, dun. Okay, he's going in. He's going in Hudson's Bay. What do? I walk in because you know what? I have to take the metro as well. So he's walking. I'm keeping my distance. This is like any other video game where you actually have to keep a distance of like meter, because when you get close, it's going to like honk and like your cover is blown. I'm just imagining
Assassin's Creed.
Your cover is blown, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna follow this guy. I'm gonna follow this guy slowly by slowly, in a non-creepy way. And you know what? I may not even do anything and just move my way and go my way. So we're walking and we're following, like, you know, and he's being his quirky self, and I'm like, oh my god, he's really like that. He's like perfect type for me, because like I like guys who are more open about themselves and being quirky, and not just like, you know, I'm not gonna do it because I'm being humiliated in public. I'm just gonna say no. I like people who are more open and free with themselves. So we're walking, and then, you know, I don't look at him anymore. I'm like just focusing on some part I'm gonna go to my life. So I go to the metro area. I scan my card. I go down. I'm like, oh my god, is he gotta come back? I'm like, and I'm trying to call. I think I was calling my best friend by then, because I was like, instead of going home, maybe I should go to his house. You know, he lives close. I haven't seen him for a bit. Maybe I should do that. I'm going back upstairs because my friend didn't answer. He's probably working or doing stuff. So I just walk back upstairs, and I'm just like pretending to be on my phone at this point, because I see him. I'm like, holy shit, he's there. What do? I turn back, and I like, he saw me for sure. He saw me. I must act like I'm busy and doing something else. He passes by. I guess he didn't see me. We go down. He goes in the metro. I go in the metro. We lost each other at that point, but thankfully the new Azure has no limits between the wagons. So we get in. I lost him at this point. I'm like trying to see if he answered my message, because I was trying to meet up with him. He hasn't even seen it. It's like the classic stalkish, right? I'm like, okay, whatever.
No, you're just trying to like follow the person that you know. Like, it's not stalkerish.
And then we're inside. And I see him from far. He's on the last end. And again, I don't have my glasses, so I'm not even sure if that's really him.
You're just going, this blob kind of looks like
that kind of looks like him. So I advance. I don't even know why I did this. I was advancing slowly by slowly. And every time I was like acting, I was like leaning on the thing, saying stories, moving side by side, trying to look for a space, and there's like multiple spaces available. Again, he's not seeing me, but I said maybe his friend is seeing me, but I don't even know if his friend knows me or not. I'm like speculating things. So right now it's like, holy crap, I'm gonna be meeting the guy I'm talking to on Instagram. And again, he might not be single, but regardless, he's still my crush. I approach him, and I'm like, hey, and I was gonna say his name. He turns like, hey, and he gives me a hug.
Oh wow.
That caught me off guard completely. And I'm like, oh my god, my crush just turned, gave me a hug. This is super awesome. This is I'm sorry, Ben, if you're watching this, but this is way better than going to your house at this point. Exactly. Oh yeah, that was my point. Thinking about risks. My risk was, okay, I failed 3 times during that night talking to this guy. I saw him 3 times. 2 times I could have approached him. But I said I will never forgive myself if I leave this metro and I don't say hi to this person. So I took a risk, and I went to this guy and I said, hey, you're that guy from Instagram. And that connection like made me feel more fulfilled. I think even more than just being him my crush, but saying that I actually met someone.
That's incredible story. It just recertifies in me, like I know it just like however much time you put into the world and give yourself to the world in a way where you're open to like your weird side, because everyone's weird. That's the best part of life, is you realize that everyone is weird. No one's normal, and if you are normal, you're actually really boring.
Oh my god, those are the words I was going to use in my video. I think I wrote it in my script for my video, and I think I forgot to say it. But that was the message. It was, being normal is boring.
Yeah, who wants to be normal?
Who wants to be normal? And
like, then you know exactly what you're going to do for the rest, like the next 60 years of your life. You're going to die just having done everything safe.
I look at other people, like in sense of my other friends or people in my life, and so many people are you know, they have a shorter lifespan than we do, and they're gonna be gone, unfortunately, soon. and they teach us a lesson saying that live your life. Because that's the way I see it. Like even like many people ask me like, are you making a lot of money? Are you not making money? Because like they want to classify you by your standards. And I'm like, you know what? It's not about how much money I make. It's not about the way I am and things I are and what title I have. Okay, my life could be maybe up to 100 years if I'm lucky, 120 years because of technology, or I can die forever, or I can die tomorrow because of a car crash. Anything can happen, right? So the beauty of all this is, if you're not gonna live your life and you're gonna live expectations of other people, then what's the point of living at that point, right? So it's better to say, you know what, I'm gonna be as quirky as I am. Okay. So this is a disclaimer. There is certain norms you have to do, right? Like, you cannot do whatever you want.
It's also like, I think it's bad sometimes to go with YOLO, because then people do stupid shit. They're like, oh, I only live once, so I'm gonna do all the stupid shit right at the beginning.
Yeah, like don't be stupid. Yeah. But at the same time, don't put restrictions on yourself to not being able to live the fullest of your life. And what I mean that is, again, like taking risks. Meeting a cute guy in the metro, saying, hey, how are you? You're good looking, or like in a very non-sexual harassment way. You can say like, or just smile and say, have a wonderful day. And just
a small little offering.
Yeah, like taking risks. Like in my case, I knew this person in one sense, and I took the risk of talking to this person. So again, take risks, to try stuff that you would not try normally.
Because I think we also get so afraid of taking that risk. But if you think about it, if someone was to approach you that you have a somewhat relationship with, you're gonna be so happy to see them. I think that's why I always get confounded when people don't want to take that small little awkwardness of putting, like, just like saying hi or doing something small for someone else. It's like, you'd love that if that happened.
It's funny because as I was coming here, I was like, okay, George invited me for dinner for a show. Now, you're straight and there's no relation that's gonna happen. But I was like, man, imagine if I made cake and a guy was inviting me for a date and I was gonna have a dinner, because I never actually had that. I never had a guy asking me, come over, let's have dinner. That never happened to me, not even with a friend. So I was like, wow, it's like, oh my God, I'm going, well, it happens with a bunch of friends, but not like one-on-one. So for me, it was like, oh, okay, imagine, okay, this is like a test date, because if this is a success, then I can just use the same tactics, the same topic, to bring a cake, to go in and have an actual date, and this is what's going to be, minus the cameras, I guess.
But it's the best way, Or maybe we do have cameras, I don't know. I've done that so many times with my friends, where it's almost like a practice date. I remember one of my good friends, he was up visiting Montreal, and then I just showed him a bunch of the cool things that I know in Montreal. So, we went to one of my favorite brunch places. We went to the VR Gardens at Phi Center, and I just realized, man, these are really good date things to do. And now I do that for dates. I think that's,
perfect. Oh my God.
Then you've also kind of pre-tested, so like you know what to expect. So then it's like, oh, this is going to be a cool thing because I enjoyed it. And you want to share it with someone else as well.
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean,
of course,
I've had a lot of like going out and doing stuff because of the nature of what I do for work. But I love the feeling of coming home or going to my future boyfriend's house and like say, okay, we're gonna have dinner together. Like because to be honest, like from everything I've accomplished in life, I've had it. Like I've had it all. And again, I'm not a very money-driven person, so I don't care about like being rich. So that's not part of my list. But everything I wanted to do, which is like create videos, make money off it, for example, or be happy, do my events, creating the community, all these different goals that I had, I made it happen. I accomplished them, and like I reached a point where it's like I'm hitting that glass ceiling of life, where it's like, okay, I have it all, but I haven't had that romantic love situation. And that's what's like, that's one thing that's missing. And I'm like, it's almost like a mission. Like I have to make it happen. And I love it in a weird way where it's like, you can make it forced to make it happen. And that's kind of, that's a frustrating part, because like, how do you make that happen now?
Yeah. Love is the hardest to fulfill for sure, just because it's not just up to you. A lot of things you can work your ass off and get what you want. Because it goes back to, if you make the right connections, you then will just be given the opportunities to shine and do the thing you want to do. And it's just about like putting yourself out there consistently. Love is just harder because someone else has to agree and be like, I'm going to be ridiculous with you in this front.
Exactly. We all face rejections and so on. And then I remember when I came out, especially to a lot of women I came out to,
Yeah.
they kind of came out with their situation saying, "Oh my God, you are my crush," or I had a crush on you, or I love you and so on, and you're like, what? And these people for a good period of time, and you're like, and that was the most interesting part of my life. One of the most interesting parts of my life, because like me coming out made other people more comfortable being who they are, and make them say stuff that they would never be able to say when I didn't come out. Now the inverse happens, where when I come out, when I came out, the men who are gay now act like the women, in a sense that now they are not talking or saying how they feel, and now it's a horrible guessing game.
It's just because everyone doesn't want to be rejected, so everyone's really secretive about their crushes. Because it's scary to be like, hey, I think you're cute, and like I'd like to see what can happen romantically. Yeah, it's really scary. It's like the most terrifying thing you can say. I think I've seen the images online where the best way of explaining a crush, it's a little monster, and you try to hide it all the time, and like
it just comes out of you.
It just comes, yeah. It's just like this little creature that like you just can't stop, and it's just like you just hope that when someone sees your creature, that sounds really bad, but like when they see the crush, they don't like freak out. They're like, oh, that's kind of cute. This was a great interview, so thank you for coming. Thank you for having dinner.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. This is awesome.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could be your, test date with a cake.
Yes, test it with a cake. So if you like cake, you just have to ask me out. Invite me over for dinner. I'll bring you some vegan cake. It tastes good, right?
It tastes, yeah. It was
so
really
you
good.
won't even know the difference.
Yeah,
vegan cake is not any monstrosity.
So apparently this just became like you as a dating video. That's our show. This week we're produced and edited by me. Our theme song is by Ashmeta, and our logo is by Isabella Lee. Special thanks to our guest Patrick. Definitely check out his work with What's Up Montreal on all the major platforms. Until next week, have a good one.